in before we get our workout started here. So stand nice and tall and look up and look down. Side to side. Jump blade tilts. Forward glide. Head circle. Switch direction. Shoulder rolls. Switch direction. Switch direction, alternate. Switch direction and keep alternating. Thoracic lifts. Thoracic glides. Arm swing. Alternating crosses. Shoulder screws. And waist twisting. Side to side lateral bends. Pelvic swings, forward and reverse. Hip hikes. And hip circles. Switch directions. Forward hinge, backward bends. Full squats. coccyx. Hip flexor stretch. Hamstring front leg. Switch sides of the hip flexor. And hamstring front leg. And quad stretch. All right, our first exercise today is going to be 2 exercises. So we're going to do a 30-second windmill, and we're going to rack the kettlebell. We're going to do a split squat. So for the windmill, you're going to have your feet pointed in the same exact direction. So your front knee is always going to have a bend in it. Both quads are going to be tight, and we're going to hike our hip to the side that it's underneath the bell. So as we're folding, we're going to rotate underneath the bell, and it's always a good idea to keep an eye on that bell. You can have a slight bend in your elbow, that's okay, because as we get underneath this bell, you want the lat to take over a lot of the tension that the shoulder may have. So we don't want to use our shoulder as much as we want all those muscles in the back that surround the shoulder. So nice tight grip. Always keep your forearm nice and straight. It's common that people let their wrist bend back like this. We want our forearm nice and tight with this. So we're going to start with the windmills, and then we're going to step back, keep our stance fixed, and then we're going to go into a split squat. 30-second windmill. Rack your kettlebell, set your feet, hike your hip, press your bell, and fold and rotate into it. So I'm always using my front hand on my front leg to take a tiny bit of weight off and assist if I need to. But I don't have to use it if I don't want to. So you want to feel this in your hamstrings. What do you also want to feel in our quads? Because our quads are staying tight here. This will be your last windmill. Rack your bell. It's going to stay racked. My bell's on the right side, so I'm going to step my left leg back. This is going to be my stance. I'm going to tap my back knee, lock out both legs. Split squat ready, and begin. 6 seconds here. And time. I'm going to switch sides. Windmill other side. So windmill leg is always going to be the rear leg. We're going to hike our hip, set your feet, press your bell, and begin. Be our last windmill on this side. And rack your kettlebell. Bell's on my left side, my right leg's going to step back. And split squats ready to begin. Ten seconds here. Time. Next up, we're going to a bodyweight exercise called a super plank. So we're going to get a nice hang stretch. We're going to walk out, excuse me, to our tall plank or push-up position. Then we're going to drop down to our forearms, We're gonna push back up to our push-up position, hand walk it back to your hang stretch, stand up all the way with these. So you get a lot of flexibility, a lot of pushing muscles, and some good core work with this. Super planks. Put a nice pace on this. Ready, set, 40 seconds, and begin. When you're transitioning from your planks, always keep your quads tight and your pelvis tilted forward so we can keep our low back on that. And also add in some dive outs, which will increase your pace, but just make sure your low back is ready for it. Ten seconds here. One more, last one, quick one. Next up, we're going to go to our heavier kettlebell for a set of two-handed swings. So I'm going to do power swings today. So it just means I'm emphasizing more power in each swing and a hard lockout, a harder exhale, and just more muscular tension throughout each rep. So there's a lot of different ways you can choose to do your swings. I'm going to make these pretty difficult. Like I said, just put a lot of power into it, a lot of tension. So we always want to evaluate our foot stance, get our hips back, angle the ball and the handle in line with your fists, pull your shoulders back. We just have a good height back, and then our first rep or two, we kind of establish the power on. So make adjustments in those first couple as needed. 30-second two-handed swing. Ready, set, and begin. Directly after our power swings, we're going to balance on the handle of that kettlebell, pushing straight down. We're going to do some mountain climbers. So hands are going to be nice and close together. Make sure your alignment, your hands, your shoulders all stack over the handle. We're bringing our knee up, not letting the foot touch, returning back into position, and then switching legs at each one. Mountain climber on the belt. Ready? Begin. Next up, we've got another combo lift. We're going to do a get up, sit up, and then we're going to go to an O raise in between, and then we'll go to the other side of the body for your get up, sit up. So nice practice for your get ups. I'm going to start here on my right side, just so you kind of get a view. Just like our windmills, wrist is nice and straight. The same side foot that the bell is on, you always want to push that into the ground. And then we're going to roll onto the opposite side lat by pushing that foot to the ground. Press the palm of the elbow into the ground that's on the floor. Sit up nice and tall. So this elbow comes off the ground on each one. And then we want to practice by going back to the elbow, back to the shoulder, shoulder blade, before we return back up. Okay? So get up, sit up, O raise, get up, sit up, other side. It's be a minute and a half here. So right side, get up, sit up, and begin. So we go up quick and we return nice and slow and controlled. So probably gonna get a few reps here in a 30-second set. But it's good practice because get up's a good 10 seconds here. Take your time returning back down. Go to the elbow, I sweep my palm in, and I go right to my shoulder, shoulder blade. Bells down, put it to the top of your head there. Legs are out straight, O raises. So we want to attempt to stay hollowed out on these.
your knees will always come in, and then the bell is going to come over second with the knees always inside the arms here. So we can always take a rest by laying the heels or the bell on the ground, or we can keep everything elevated and stay hollowed out. If you want to make it more challenging, all raise, ready, begin. And time. Left side, get up, sit up. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Next, we're going to go to some super lifts. So you're going to lay on your stomach. Essentially, we're going to lift up like the superhero flies. That's where the name comes from. When we do these, we want to focus on the big muscles in the shoulders and the upper back. And we want to focus on the glutes and the hamstrings. And try to stay kind to the low back on these. So if you do feel some pain or discomfort in your low back, just keep your head, eyes on the ground. Try to keep a neutral spine. Like I said, focus on those big muscles instead of the small spinal erectors. And, that's probably most of where you're going to feel these. So, super lifts, you can point your toes or you can pull them towards you. So, one will elicit a different effect in the legs. 3, 2, 1, and begin. You can hold the whole time, or you can do a series of lifts. 10 seconds here. Moving your arms around in different positions will hit different muscles in your back too. And time. Next up, we're going to do some lateral lunges. So this is a little bit different than a Cossack that we always do and warm up with. For the lateral lunge, you're just focused on the quad, the glute, the hamstring of that stepping leg. Your trail leg just kind of rides along for balance. We get parallel, hamstring parallel, we drive back up, and then we switch sides on these. So if you're not too strong at these, that's fine. Just do them unweighted. You can support with your hand, get your hips back, so you can train your body to move in good positions. But if you're strong enough and do these enough, pick some weight up and intensify the lift with weight. Lateral lunge, alternate on each one. Ready, set, begin. A lot of it's just finding the experience of where to stand and place your foot. But make sure we're pushing our knee out on these, of that stepping leg. So we recruit those upper outer glute muscles. Try not to let your torso fall forward too much as well. One more, last one. Time. All right, last one of the round here is going to be chin-ups. For a chin-up, palms are always facing you. Pull-ups are palms facing away. So when we do these, always make sure you get to a dead hang, meaning arms straighten out all the way. Always keep your abs tight, your legs tight, pelvis tilted forward to get a little bit more out of these. So we got 30 seconds. I'm going to shoot for 9 or 10, but a good way to kind of keep your consistency is count reps in your first round and then try to keep those reps all the remaining rounds that you do. So line your palms up, right over your shoulders, palms facing your chin up, and begin. One more to make 10. Let's start a cool down stretch. Grab your head, gently pull forward. I'm going to stretch the back of the neck and the traps. So you can move it around a little bit. Other side with it. And then both hands gently pull forward and kind of sweep each direction. Bring an elbow across, and we're going to stretch out our upper back a little bit more. The lat muscles, elbow up, pull in on that elbow. You can push down on your wrist to stretch your tricep out. You can use your head to push back as well. Stretch out the ribs a little bit. Other arm across. And elbow up. Push on the wrist. And hang stretch. Windmill stretch. To really create a good rotation through that elbow into the knee. Open up the palm. Switch sides. And I'm going to have a seat on the ground. Cross the leg over. I'm working on my left side here. So I'm crossing over, centering the knee, and I'm pulling up on that foot to increase the stretch a little bit more. Left leg's across, so I'm going to turn and look to the left. Lay back, pull that left knee up. Hamstring. Piriformis. Hang that leg over. Look away. Quad stretch. Back to your seated position. Other leg, cross it over, pull it in. Turn and look. Lay back, pull your knee up. Hamstring. Piriformis. And hang the leg over. Look away. Quad stretch. And over to your stomach, seal stretches. Knees underneath, shoelaces down. Kneeling reaches or child's pose. Take both arms all the way to one side. Take them to the other side. Calf stretch. Switch legs. And we're going to finish with a straddle stretch. Get your feet as wide as they can go. Kind of balance on your heels and then press those toes down towards the ground. And you can walk your hands side to side. Feels pretty good on the low back. All right, that is our workout for today.
Enjoy your day. Thanks.